golden nuggets of Boston's North Shore, Marblehead features immaculate waterfront homes and a quaint New England postcard of a downtown. Residents would never stand for their fields and parks to be second-rate. The more affluent the homeowner, the more skeptical they were when it came to the organic lawn care plan put forth by Pat Beckett and Chip Osborne.
That's the hardest segment of the population to reach with a natural method. Not because it won't work, but because they have this idea in mind that has been very nicely painted for them on the front of magazines with, a big house and a big expanse of pure green lawn. And I honestly tell somebody, if you want to have me walk on 15 or 20 or 30,000 square feet of completely weed-free turf, I'm not the person that you want to talk to.
As we traveled throughout the town, visiting the Living Lawn Organic Demonstration Area, or any of the town's playing fields or cemeteries, a few weeds were evident, but very few. Osborne, who now cares for his greenhouses organically, is in charge of maintaining all the town's lawns, and he says he will accept about a 5% weed growth in his grass. Chip, this is a beautiful field. Honestly, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you put a little 2,4-D on it. No?
No, none on here.
Look at that. That's
what you see is basically a weed-free surface, and nature's best herbicide is a thick, well-grown turf. Okay. And we know that turf is a very vigorous plant, and when properly managed in a natural manner, it has the ability to crowd and choke out weeds.
Osborne's organic system begins by creating healthy soil. He spreads a half-inch layer of compost across the fields in spring and fall. He aerates the soil and spreads new grass seed each year in May. In July, he puts down a single application of an organic fertilizer. And mowing height, he said, is one of the most important keys to success.
In an organic program, the high mowing is definitely one of the cultural steps that is followed, taking blade heights to 3 or even 3.5 inches. Obviously, on a baseball field in April, May, or June, when you have games in progress, a 3.5-inch height isn't really practical to consider. But as soon as baseball is over, we let the turf come right up all fall, all summer and fall. This turf here grew at 3.5 inches. Was allowed to photosynthesize its maximum potential and build up lots of carbohydrates and stored sugars to give you the healthy grass plant that you have now.
With organic lawn care working so well on town property, many local residents have embraced the practice in their own yards.
We have an all-organic lawn, and the reason that we have an organic lawn is because we have 3 children, and we used to have a dog, and I have learned so much about what happens when you put pesticides on your lawn, that it gets on the dog's paws and the children's feet, and it tracks inside the house, and that to me is just a very scary prospect.
With Marblehead committed to keeping pesticides at bay, Beckett and Osborne are proud to say that more than 60 other Massachusetts communities are currently considering similar bans on lawn chemicals. They are delighted, too, that the medical community is at last speaking out.
I feel that that people are ill-informed. They don't understand the risks that they are putting themselves at.
For answers about whether or not lawn chemicals were safe to apply, we traveled to New York to meet with one of the nation's leading experts, Dr. Michael Surgeon, the lead environmental scientist for the Attorney General.
There are many, many risks, both personal and societal, that those people don't realize. And again, I think that they're invoking all those risks, accepting all those risks, when they can probably cultivate a perfectly good lawn or garden without those pesticides.
Dr. Surgeon cited credible research proving that lawn chemicals can cause cancer, neurological disorders, and many other mental and physical ailments. As director of Marblehead's Board of Health, Wayne Attridge became unwilling to subject his town's citizens to those risks.
There was a lot of information that was made available to the board so they could make a knowledgeable decision, and it was proven to be a health issue and a public health issue in the town. and the board just decided that it was time to take things like this on.
We're closing this segment in the town of Brunswick, Maine. Within a few weeks of our visit to Marblehead, Pat Beckett and Chip Osborne were planning a visit here at the request of town officials who were considering converting their town's lawns to organic lawns. Well, we think that's an idea that towns everywhere should consider.